So I keep thinking that things will quieten down here, but the last month has been very busy. We've been working a lot of horses, we've had competition on, and we've also started to move property. So we've got to transport a lot of our stuff from here to our new land. And then as well as that, I had to bring my 2 broodmares down because they were getting close to their due date. My first mare, Colette, that was due, she's by Centavos. She didn't show any typical signs that she was about to pop anytime soon. Normally when they're about to foal, they slacken around the tail, they bag up, sometimes their teats point out, and so I was checking her every day, making sure that there weren't any significant changes, and I was also pH testing her. And pH testing is a system that people use to test the pH levels in their swimming pools. But you can milk your mare and then dip the strip into the milk and it will tell you sort of when they're due by. So if the pH comes back red or orange, it means they're not that close. But as they start to move towards the colour yellow, they're starting to get closer to that foaling date. And so I was pH testing her, and when I pH tested her the last time, she was blood red, and so I thought, okay, she's not due, and basically what my plan was that as she started to move towards the yellow, I'd start checking her every half hour, and I was checking her every couple of hours anyway. But I went to bed and then woke up to a little foal on the paddock, and which was a massive surprise because I had thought that with the pH system they would gradually go from red to orange to yellow, because I haven't used it for very long and I only have 2 or 3 foals a season, so I'm a little bit new to it. Anyway, apparently they can go from red to yellow within a few hours, which I didn't realise. Luckily the foal was very, very healthy. It's a beautiful colt by Escape Z, who is the uncle to Quintess, the mare Team WS imported from Europe a few years ago. She's unfortunately was retired into the broodmare paddock, but she was so beautiful to ride and so amazing. And so when Escape Z came onto the market as a stud stallion, I really wanted to breed from him. And so it was very exciting to have a lovely little colt. I've named him Kingston, so Blackstone Kingston. And then my second mare, Pia by Cera Cassiago, I don't know how to pronounce that. She was due to For Friendship VDL, and she showed all the signs that she was about to foal. She was waxing up, her teats were pointing out, she had gone slack around her tail, she was pointy in the stomach. And so I was pH testing her, and she went to 6.2 on the pH scale very quickly. So 6.2 is very yellow. So it's about 10 o'clock at night. I've just been out to the paddock to pH here. And these are from the first 2 tests I did on her, which I think I did last night. And then these were this morning. And then this right here is right now. So she's sitting, let's see if I can show you. She is sitting about, well, probably about 6.8, between 6.2 and 6.8 on the pH scale, which means she's pretty close to going. She was waxed up last night. And then you can see here these are dried a bit, but that's more your 7.8. So she will very likely, hopefully, foal tonight, which indicated that she was due within the next 48 hours. And so I was checking her every half hour during the night. And the first night she didn't foal, and the second day you could tell that she was getting quite uncomfortable. She was rolling a wee bit, she was kicking at her stomach, and she just had milk dripping down her legs. And so I knew she was going to go very quickly. And so that night we brought her down into the stables because there was a massive thunderstorm coming through, and I didn't want her having to foal out in sodden paddocks. And I also had to check her every half an hour, and it was absolutely torrential. So we brought her down here. She was much happier down here, and I slept down here as well on a horse cover, and waited it out, and I could hear her coming in and out because she had a little bit of access to the outside, so when it would stop raining she'd go out, she'd graze and she'd come back in. And at about 3:30 I could hear her drop into the ground and water's breaking and that sort of stuff. And so I got up and we helped assist her in her foaling. So we try to leave them alone as much as possible, obviously, but in some cases things can go wrong where the foal gets stuck or they don't get the sack off them. And so very fortunately we were here for her foaling, because what happened was as she lay down and she started to push, we could tell that the foal's two front legs weren't coming out evenly. So basically how the mares fold is the two front legs come out like this, and then the head follows, and that helps open up the shoulder so that they're not getting stuck. But when this foal was coming out, one leg was forward like this and the other leg was back like this, and so what happens is the shoulder gets stuck, and so we had to help free up the shoulder, and the second that came out and they levelled up, she folded really easily. But what can happen is that if the leg's like this and the mare keeps pushing, then this leg can go here and then this leg pulls back a little bit, and then you're in real trouble. But the second that we got that sorted, she foaled so easily, and she had the most beautiful little filly. And that filly is by For Friendship VDL, and she's very, very gangly. She got up actually quite quickly and was very, very sassy with her mum, but she's very gangly and very leggy, so I think she'll take about a week or two before she looks like a normal foal. She's very much still folded up. They get that folded up look because they obviously have to be folded up to fit in their womb. And so sometimes it takes a while for them to go from like this and slowly start to thicken up and round up. But I'm very, very happy with both the foals I got. I think they're absolutely beautiful. And I took them up yesterday to our land and put them out in their brand new paddock with the new Gallagher equine fencing. And they're so beautiful, and it's going to be really exciting. It's a long wait. It's probably 4 years away before I will have them under saddle. But yeah, it'll be very cool to have them out in the competition arena one day.